This week on No Cell Service, our hosts cover the supernatural horror, Obsession. This content is intended for mature audiences only. Listener discretion is advised.
We went ghost hunting last night.
We did. We went to a couple really old places. Did you get anything?
Taylor did.
Yeah. Oh, I did too.
Did you?
Yeah.
I
just wanted to hear your story first.
Oh, mine. Okay, so the biggest thing I had, so we went, I'm going to shout them out. We drove out to Phoenix for a small company called Get Ghosted Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my wife have done a tour with them before, so we did them again this time. If you guys are ever in the Phoenix area and have about 4 hours to kill. It's a really cool tour downtown. It's a history and ghost tour. So one of the places we went is the old Orpheum. And while I was there, I was doing the dowsing rods.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't really getting much of anything, kind of, wasn't doing much. And then I was like, who's your favorite here? And they turned to Allie.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, okay. And I shook him out and I redid it. And I was like, can you follow Allie for me? And they straight up.
Mm-hmm.
She ran back and forth in front of me and they tracked her.
Oh my God.
Oh, I just hit my mic. I'm so sorry. But they she literally would stop and they would stop with her. It wasn't even dowsing rods are wild, man. And then
I tried them. But continue. Sorry.
No, you're good. I was just going to say our friend Taylor got, not your wife Taylor, the other Taylor, got touched by a ghost. She got the cold spot on her arm. You were there for that one. Because we split up into groups. We had a very big group of people, and so we got split into 2 groups at one point. We got someone's name a ton. We got
I got the name a ton.
Yes, you did.
So we started off at the one of the few, I can't remember,
it's the first sanctioned Catholic church in Phoenix, St. Mary's Basilica.
Yeah, and it's one of the 5 that were blessed by
Pope John Paul.
Yeah, one of the only 5 in the U.S., which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But it does have a lot of history. And they gave us a couple of names of some ghosts that they had heard plenty of times, talked to these ghosts pretty frequently. And so we started off and I had a spirit box. We were walking up the stairs towards the big doors, to go in, and I was like, "Steve, are you here?" Or no, I was like, "Is anyone here? Can you tell me your name if you're here?" And it was Steve. I was like, "Whoa." And I was like, if it's really you, Steve, can you say your name again? And it was Steve. And I was like, well, what the fuck?
You got Steve 3 or 4 times.
Yeah,
dude.
I got it 4 times. It was funny because after Taylor felt the cold spot and Ariana had the EMF that was going off next to her.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she also had a ghost stand behind her and she was freaking out.
Yeah, well, the guides were telling us, it was time to move on to the next spot. And over the spirit box, he was like, "Don't leave." Steve was like, "Don't leave."
Oh.
And we were like, "Oh, you want us to stay?" And he was like, "Yes." We literally, I'm not fucking kidding you guys. I heard all of this shit on the spirit box.
Our other group of friends we were with too, they got a full ass sentence.
Yeah. Well, and so it was funny because we were like, "Hey, when you come up here, try and ask for Steve." But then we just ended up all staying up there, and Steve was still talking to us. And they asked if it was Steve. Apparently it said, "No, I'm someone else."
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they got the full ass sentence on the spirit box.
Yeah, "I'm someone else, not Steve." So we're literally over there talking to Steve and they're just talking to someone else.
It could have been Juan.
Well, they think it's Juan because they heard a little bit of
oh, mariachi music. That's right.
Mariachi music. I'm not kidding you. The tour started off so strong. Liz, friend Liz, she had this app on her phone that she said she used in Georgia.
Yeah, she used it throughout the entire tour, and some of the stuff she would get on that app
was fucking wild.
She and I talked about it. She's like, "I'm 50-50 on the app, but we're using other tools. Might as well use all the tools we have."
Well, so
and as we were in a hotel talking about the basement, and they're like, what did they say? I live underneath, or I'm underground. It was intelligent things about what we were talking about would appear on her app.
No joke. So at the very beginning of the tour, we're sitting around listening to the guides give us a little bit of history about the church. And Liz and I sit down next to each other on a bench. We're not saying anything to each other, but she like did something, and so I like poked her, and then literally on the app it was like, he's touching you.
I forgot about that, yeah.
And then as the guide was like, all right, listen up, the fucking thing was like, do you hear him? And I was like, what the fuck? What the hell's going on?
So highly recommend if you have a chance or are in the Phoenix area. Phoenix, Arizona. Is there another Phoenix anywhere?
No,
Probably.
I don't think so.
Maybe.
It was very cool. They not only do their research and know a lot about the history of all these places, but they show up with receipts.
Oh yeah, they got
show up
pictures
with
and video.
Videos. They had news articles from like the late 1800s.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was just kind of baffling at some points. We got to see how a lot of these buildings looked before as to, you know, last night. And it was just so fucking cool.
Yeah, we also, it ends at a speakeasy, Melinda's Speakeasy,
Mm-hmm.
and which is a big name for the Phoenix area. She was a wonderful, madam, I think technically.
Lady of the Night.
Lady of the Night who owned her own brothel, but she was very, very big on community and took very good care of her community.
Yeah.
So we were down there, and then we went to a different bar, and we played Uno while the wives danced for their birthdays.
Yeah. The wives, we were celebrating both of our wives' birthdays.
Yes.
And we just sat in the corner.
They had some couches and a pool table, and so half of, like, a bunch of the ladies went off to the dance floor. Another subsect started playing pool, and the people who were left, one of our friends has mini Uno in her purse at all times, and we sat down and played mini Uno, and I drank Squirt because they didn't have Dr. Pepper.
I drank a Red Bull and dissociated because loud music and shouting and all that, it just at a certain point makes my brain go into a TV static state. And I just kind of like zone out, and I'm like, I'll be out of here before I know it.
Yeah, we ended up leaving at midnight, and then we had to come home.
I didn't get home
got home
till
at like 1?
After 1. It was like almost 1:30, and you know, by the time we cleaned up, you know, after the dogs and got to bed, it was like 2:00 in the morning.
We got lucky. Our dogs didn't tear up anything. We were gone longer than I wanted. Not than I wanted to be, just longer than I like being left alone. So they just were very excited to be fed, and then they didn't even want to go. So usually, like, we'll feed them, let them out right after they eat, and then they'll go out one more time before we go to bed. Well, we got home, let them out immediately, fed them immediately, and they both walked into the bedroom. We were like, no, we're going to bed now.
Yeah.
So we got to bed, I think probably around 1:30, maybe a little later.
Yeah, I had to get up early this morning, so I'm a little out of it. Not much sleep after a whole lot of walking and partying.
Yeah, because it's 4 hours of walking, and if you know anything about the Phoenix weather right now, it's hot as fucking hell.
Oh my
and
god,
we
it
were
was
in
so hot.
downtown, which is a concrete jungle. Once the sun set, it was way better. But
it was better, but it was still fucking hot.
Yeah, but like the first, I think, hour and a half was really, really rough.
It was brutal.
Because we were at the church.
Yeah.
And so the sun was beating down on everything. The church is concrete. The road's right there. Everything. It was a little rough. But we walked, I think it's a total of a mile of a walk that you do. And then we had dinner beforehand, and then we parked close to where we went for dinner. So then we had to find our car again.
That was fun though.
Yeah, no, I had a good time. It was a blast. Loved the ghost hunting stuff.
Yeah. Also, wow. Holy shit, we're finally here.
We're here. We've been trying to do this movie for 2 months.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, I think we've talked about it in a previous episode, but for anyone who doesn't know, Obsession came out in theaters, and we were planning on doing it, but then they extended it in theaters because it was doing so well.
We couldn't stream it anywhere.
Yeah, until just recently. Because of book club and everything else, we wanted to get through The Shining and Dr. Sleep.
Yep.
This was like finally our moment. So.
Yes, and I watched it in 2 chunks. I watched it the first like half hour after work one night, and then I finished it. Well, I started rewatching it, and then me and the missus watched it this morning actually, because she was also excited to see it. She said she felt like she had seen the whole movie on TikTok, so she wanted to watch the whole thing. So we sat down and watched it.
Glad I'm not on TikTok anymore.
Yeah, same. But besides the point, Obsession. I gonna start this off with, I did not like it until he makes the wish. I hated the first part of this movie, and I'm so sorry. I know everyone, this movie is amazing. Once you get into it, really enjoyed it. The first half hour of this movie
It's a
fucking
slog.
sucks.
Yeah, I can agree to that because I I started this movie like early this morning after Brandon left. Maybe about the same time actually, maybe like 30 minutes in. You know, my wife woke up and so like I paused it and I went downstairs and like I did a couple things and she was like, "How's the movie so far?" And I was like, I'll wait because I really don't fucking know yet. I just haven't seen much.
That was the thing, right? Is everyone's been raving about this movie, and you go in with such high expectations, and not say the opening is just rough.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'm a big fan of the actor who plays Bear.
Yeah, that's fair.
And so I wasn't a fan of his acting, but I was talking over dinner. One of our friends watched, was it Milk and Cereal or Cereal and Milk, his other short form horror movie.
Mm.
She said she did not like it either because of the acting. And so it could just be like a little shortfall. No shade on the actor, of course. It might be a shortfall in the director on this case of the directing choices made for certain things. Because my biggest pet peeve about this scene, we'll talk about it, it's in this first 20-minute chunk. But again, after Bear makes the wish, I'm 1,000% in this movie. This movie gets good. It's just the first chunk of it is rough.
It's fucking wild. I guess two things I want to preface. Well, there's one thing that I'll tell you at the end. This is one of those movies that had a relatively small budget.
Mm-hmm.
And it blew the box offices out of the fucking water. I mean, it had like $1 million budget. Less, actually, I think. I can't remember exactly. But it made well over 100 million, I think. Which is fucking...
407 million worldwide.
407?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
A critical and commercial success, it has grossed 407 million worldwide, setting multiple box office records and becoming the 7th highest grossing film of 2026.
That's fucking crazy. That just makes me think, you know, quick little shout out. Kudos to Markiplier for making over 50 mil on a 1 mil budget and just donating most of it, if not all of it, I think, to charity.
Oh, like, on the side note, if you didn't know, this movie is also done by a YouTuber named Curry Barker.
Haven't seen their stuff. Maybe I have. I don't know, but
I have not. He was a part of a comedy duo. He has a YouTube channel called "This Is a Bad Idea" or something like that.
Interesting.
Yeah, he looks really familiar, but I haven't watched his stuff.
These young directors coming into light just get me excited for the future. I mean, especially like you and I are probably going to be covering another one of their movies before too long, like whether it's him or if it's like, you know, because eventually we'll do the Backrooms. I know that was another one that like exploded recently.
Yeah,
because,
I'm very excited for that.
Another young director. I mean,
well, it's the young directors that we've been talking about too, right? But it's also the actors.
Mm-hmm.
Inde, what was her? I don't know how to pronounce her last name. Who plays Nikki in this movie?
She's insane.
She is so good.
She's she makes this fucking movie.
Inde Navarrete.
Yeah, she. Oh my god.
She, holy fucking shit. You know how we talked about in Oculus how the mom.
Oh yes. Oh, god, I hate that. I always forget her name.
Is it Katie?
Katie Sackhoff.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
She made that role.
Yep.
Inde made this fucking movie, man.
Dude, she made me so uncomfortable.
She did so good.
Oh my fucking god. Shit. I can't wait to just talk about it because like, oh my god.
Yes.
There were times, and you don't have video yet, so you can't see me doing this, but I'm like covering my mouth because I was just like, oh my god.
Did you also picture your wife doing any of these things? Because I did. I was like, what would I do if my wife did that?
No, I was thinking to myself, though, like, I can't wait for this to finish so I can go down and get some proper love from my wife because, god damn, that was rough.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, me and my wife watched it together. So we were sitting on the couch and I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, is it because our TV's weird? Because we had the windows open? And she's like, no, you're seeing exactly what I'm seeing. I was like, what the fuck?
Dude, yeah, we'll get into it.
So, I am, again, I know I said I liked this movie. Please don't, it's a good movie.
Getting through the first 30 minutes is not a reflection of our opinion on the movie. It's
as a whole.
Just we don't enjoy the beginning. We like everything that happens after the thing that's supposed to happen that makes the movie.
We open on this guy named Bear.
Bear.
I hate the framing of this entire scene. It's a straight on, you are the person Bear is talking to, but it is too high up on the face that one of the scenes where it flips back to him, it's cutting off his chin. It's just like the framing is really weird for this.
It also, the entire movie has that like slightly grainy sort of 80s filter over it. Not to say that it's an obtrusive filter. It's just like when you open it, you're like, oh, this is stylized. And I appreciate this style. No, it fucking works. It works so well for some of these scenes.
I agree. Yes, the filter. Have we talked about what's it called on here?
Like color grading?
No, what movie was that? Not the weird one that we watched together.
We watched
Skinamarink.
Oh yeah.
Goodness, why did that skipped my brain? The stylized filtering of Skinamarink and how it plays into that movie. This stylized filming also very heavily plays into this movie in the best way.
Yeah. I
can't believe we haven't talked about Skinamarink.
I know.
But the stylization of the movie plays very well into how it's filmed. Some of the framing is a little weird to me, and that's not a bad thing. You know, we talk about framing with Iron Lung, and
some of it's meant to be off-putting or like made to feel claustrophobic.
I just don't agree with it.
Yeah, no,
it's my thing. I don't mind it, but it's not my favorite when it comes to cinematography.
Yeah.
So he is confessing his feelings to this woman named Nikki. He's going off on the history of, you were the first person who was nice to me when I first moved here and blah, blah, blah. And he stumbles over something and you hear her say, it's okay, go on. And it cuts to her and she's kind of looking at him just with doe eyes, letting him continue. And he says something and his other friend cuts in and is like, oh my God, stop. This is cringe. Stop. And he's like, you told me to be myself. And he's like, yeah, I didn't realize how bad that was going to be. So this is Ian. The woman he's talking to is not Nikki. She's a waitress at the diner. And he was practicing confessing to Nikki, who is their longtime friend. As far as I can tell, what I'm getting is that these four people have been friends for the past 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
They all went to high school together. They're now in college, about to leave college or just graduated college. No, I'm sorry, they're going to college.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Something like that? I don't know.
Wait a second. They are out at bars, drinking, doing a bunch of shit all of the time. And one of them is specifically waiting for a college acceptance letter.
Do they ever go to a bar?
The trivia bar, where they take shots of tequila.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I guess,
I guess they're
no
in
shade
college,
if
they're in college.
She's in college. I mean, they're all in college. Maybe she was just like waiting. Her dad owns a we'll talk about Sarah here in a second, but if you go to college after 21, you're fine. Like, good up for you. It just like that struck me as
there's no timeline for it. It's just
that's just for the
a little messy.
I didn't piece that together because I was like, oh, they're all in college together. No, they are not. They're just all in the same town and grew up together. So Ian sits down at the booth that the waitress was sitting at earlier, like on the opposite side of Bear, and tells Bear the worst advice. Just be mean to her. Just tease her a little. You know, like when you were kids and you would tease someone that you liked, call her Freaky Nikki. And Bear's like, what? No, why would she like me? She hates that name. Like, why would she? This is awful. And he's like, you can't be sappy with Nikki. She wouldn't like it. A lot of this movie is dialogue, along with dialogue and creepy shit that happens later, but there's a lot of dialogue that goes into this movie. The waitress also did try to tell him, she was like, get her favorite flowers and some candy and just frickin' tell her. We then learn that Bear has been crushing on Nikki for like 7 years. They didn't go to high school together. My timeline, I'm sorry, they first met in college.
No, it's fine. The timeline for me is I didn't hold on to it, so it's fine. It's totally fine.
I didn't try to until now, and I'm just sitting here with what the hell kind of timeline is this? Because he met Nikki in college. They first met when he first moved here. He didn't have a lot of friends. She was nice to him in a class that he wasn't doing well in. So anyways, Ian continues saying you should like ask her out at any time. And he says, why not trivia? They go to trivia every Wednesday together. Ian says this is the only thing he has in life. He wakes up hard every Wednesday for trivia. You cannot ask her out on trivia. Which,
what a fucking line, dude.
hey, when you only have one thing you look forward to a week, I guess, whatever.
You know, to be fair, I had some coworkers at my first ever job, Little Caesars, who looked forward to going to get their plasma drawn so that they could get $100 to go out drinking afterwards. And also that drawing of plasma would make it easier for them to get drunk. So, like, whatever fucking floats your boat, man. But, like,
Damn.
some people gotta have...
Get a hobby.
Yeah.
Another hobby.
Yeah, I mean, fucking wild.
Yeah, so they continue this conversation. It then cuts to Bear. Literally, that conversation is just ask her out, not at trivia. All you have is nothing but time. Bear goes home, and we get this shot of the dead cat immediately on screen. The camera's on the floor. You watch him walk in, and this
sucks.
This sucks. Thank you. Look, man.
He walks in and he like calls the name Sandy, calls out the name, walks up to it,
looks at it, and it's just like, Sandy, no, Sandy.
And then it cuts to him sitting on like the edge of his bed.
No. It cuts to him finding the Oxycontin that the cat somehow got into, destroyed floor of like the food, and there's open cans of cat food somehow.
Yeah, that's right.
And then he deep cleans the carpet / floor with like a respirator for where the cat died, and then he throws his cat in a garbage bag.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to him on the edge of his bed.
Sobbing. Well, he starts to sob.
And I'm so sorry, my guy. This was not great.
No.
I was watching this, and this was why it was hard to get through. I don't know if this was a directorial choice. I don't know if like this actor who plays Bear does really, really great later in the movie, but this opening sequence is really rough for me to watch.
Yeah.
We're gonna get flamed so bad.
Oh, it's fine. I don't care. I mean, I feel like as far as the general public's consensus on the message of the movie, I think I'm in agreement. So I'm not worried there.
Again, it's just this first 30 minutes.
It's fine. You know, I'm sure we're not the only people to say that.
Just no one talks about the first 30 minutes. Everyone's like, oh yeah, it's a fantastic movie. I feel like someone should have warned us, hey, you got to get through like first 30 minutes. You'd be good. 20, 30 minutes. Just wait for it. Because I got told that when I was watching Demon Slayer. I was like, dude, this is not catching my attention. And someone was like, if you can stick it out till episode 13, you're in it. And so I stuck it out till episode 13, and I was fucking in it.
Yeah.
But no one said anything about having to stick it out.
Yeah.
You just forget.
I think it's one of those things that, like, I think a lot of people, they get an idea about a movie and they go sit in, and then from the very start, they're enraptured. They're just like, I'm here watching this supposedly amazing movie. So, like, from start to finish, it's supposed to be like, boom.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, you don't really judge it that much, but you and I pick apart movies. So it's easy for us to be like, the movie's great, but the first 30 minutes, it's just watching a lot of Bear be a passive incel almost.
Yeah.
And it's like kind of cringy.
It's very cringy.
And
we always talk about like kill the part of you that cringes, but this is just I cringed.
Well, and it makes sense because they like set up his character in a specific way to, you know, portray the message that we'll talk about, but like
that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know if it's a directorial choice to have it be this rough.
I think it is.
I'm not here for it.
That's fair.
You can have an incel and have him be a shitty character without it being this.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
But it is what it is. Again, you get in later in the movie and he does way better. So I think they also filmed all of.
The actor does way better, not the character.
No,
I want to make that. I just want to point that
Bear.
out.
And we'll talk about that at the end of the movie. I have a few questions I want to ask you about Bear and where you land.
Mm-hmm.
We don't see him dispose of the cat, and remember this for later. After his Mentee bee, he's laying in bed, scrolling through Nikki's Instagram. I want to say stalking her, but it's your friend?
Looking at photos of your friend. Yeah, I don't know. There's a line.
It's a line.
And I can't see it. But it is there, and he's dangerously close to it.
Yes, he hasn't crossed a line, but he is on a line, and it's a little rough.
She ends up calling him while he's scrolling, and he like sits up in his bed all excited because he's like, oh my fucking God.
She's calling me.
He answers, and she's like,
when you coming to trivia? I want to reserve a good spot. He says, I can't make it tonight. I have a lot of important stuff going on. He could have just said my cat died, but he doesn't, which gives you an idea of this persona he is putting on specifically for Nikki, which gets reinforced later.
I'm going to just say this now. Being a closed book will not get you anywhere. Ladies may find it intriguing, and that's why you may get women attracted to you, because it's intriguing. But at some point, those barriers are going to have to come down. And if you're not okay with what's behind those barriers, they're not going to be okay with it, and they're going to fucking dip out, and you're just setting yourself up for heartbreak. So don't do this.
Don't be Bear.
Don't be Bear. Don't be Bear at all. Just keep that in mind throughout this whole fucking movie.
So she ends up saying, I was going to tell you something tonight, and he gets all excited. Anytime she says something like that, you can see like the light spark in his eyes, like, oh, what do you want to tell me? Like, just tell me now. And she says, I'm putting in my 2 weeks. They work at Sarah's dad's music shop. All of them do. All 4 of them do.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah,
Ian,
Nikki, and Bear. And she says she's not happy there anymore. She just wants to leave.
Which I just... Bear's full name is Baron, like Baron, which I think fucking rules. As a name, I think the name Baron, that like fucking kicks ass.
It's a pretty good name. Baron Bailey is his full name.
God damn, they had to fucking give it to a
incel.
A grade A fladoodle.
Fladoodle. Yeah. He would have got a headache in Melinda's alley.
Yeah, oh yeah, 100%.
She would not have liked him.
No.
She says they're running out of time, and he's looking at one of those old school cat clocks where the eyes
like
move
the
back
Felix
and forth.
the cat, but it's not black, it's red.
Yeah, I've never seen a red one.
Yeah.
I wonder if it was... I don't feel like it'd be a licensing issue. I don't know. It was weird. Which is the exact opposite thing of what Ian said, which was, we have nothing but time. So he is going to go to trivia night because he's like, you know what? You're right. I got to enjoy life. She startles him because she drops her crystal necklace down the drain. Bear goes to a crystal shop where Viola, she has a name, is working behind the counter with her... they're earbuds. I was trying to think of like...
AirPods?
Yeah, but I was thinking of the the generic term for AirPods. The generic term for AirPods. Earbuds. She has wireless earbuds in, and she's on a phone call. She's like, we're closing soon. Whatever, what do you need? He asks where the crystal necklaces are. Asks for one that gives good vibes. Like, what's just a good vibe necklace.
She lists off like a couple different crystals that all like are supposed to give off different...
There's amethyst that gives off love. I can't remember the first one. She said amethyst and something, and then she says, well, you can't go wrong with cistern, which is just sunshine incarnate. And he picks it up and says, sunshine incarnate, and then is holding it up to himself like it's a tie. It's really weird. So he's holding it up. He says, Nikki would hate that.
Yeah.
And puts it back and sees the one wish willow.
Yeah, it's these little like older looking boxes, and it's like almost like a novelty kind of, you know, where it's like a box and it's got the fantastical print of like break this branch and make a wish.
You only get one wish.
Yeah, you only get one wish. And so
he gets that, puts it up at the counter. She says, what? No necklace. They have this back and forth, and this shot is... There's some lingering shots in this movie that I'm also not here for. And we talk about...
Some of them I am here for.
This one I'm not.
Yeah, this one, no.
It's him going back and forth with the shopkeep about people rejecting their wishes or how they wish they were dead. And then, you know, don't come back yelling at her about the thing. And, hey, we're not scammers. Just the lingering shots. As this movie was going on, though, all I could think about was Audition.
Oh, God. I feel like I need to just watch it again.
This is Audition Supernatural.
Yeah, a bit. Yeah, honestly, like, well, the more I think about it, the more I'm going, yeah. Wow, I didn't even fucking realize it.
Nope, as soon as there's a line in here that made me think instantly of Audition, I'll bring it up. He buys it, says she's a good salesman, goes to trivia, They are all sitting at a bar table, standard bar. Sarah is talking to Nikki about how she needs to stop writing at work because her dad is complaining about how all of her friends don't actually work at their job. Bear is looking off into the distance and he motions at Ian to leave. He like does the eyes, like leave. And Ian shakes his head, no, later. And they're mouthing at each other, trying to get everyone to leave or not leave. Nikki catches on and says, what are you guys doing? Whatever, we're getting shots. So she goes up to the bar. Bear goes with her. Ian is not having it. He's not happy about this development. They talk at the bar for a little bit, and anytime he tries to get into a serious conversation, the bartender interrupts. And I love that. I also love the music choice of the hubby having a moment, and then the music gets cut.
Yeah.
As soon as it's no longer a moment.
100%.
Thoroughly enjoyed that. He says... he like wants to tell her something, and Ian comes up and says, hey, Sarah just told me her dad keeps a gun in the safe at work. Don't you think he should have let us know that? And the fucking Nikki looks at Bear and says, oh wait, you were saying something. He's like, I'll tell you later. And he's like, oh, tell me later. Ian says that. Sarah comes up and says, I didn't realize we were all taking a field trip to the bar. They're about to do their tequila shots. Bear says to Sandy, Ian and Nikki walk off. Sarah asks why, and he tells Sarah. And this is what I mean by he's putting on a facade for Nikki, but not for Sarah. He'll be vulnerable to Sarah and say, hey, she died today, and let her hug him and comfort him and be quote unquote weak about it. You guys have known each other for 7 years. If you can't be vulnerable around someone you like, it ain't gonna work, my guy.
Yeah, I there's a lot I want to say, and I just can't say it yet because it just has to do with like the shit.
That's fair. Oh, I do have to say, he orders a pina colada.
Oh, yeah.
Curry originally wanted him to order a Shirley Temple, and the actor was like, no, come on, we can't do him that dirty. We have to give him something.
No, they should have done him dirty.
They went back and forth with a lot of drinks until the pina colada, and I think it was the actor who was like, that bartender hated you. Who the fuck is ordering a pina colada at this dive bar?
Yeah, 100%.
After trivia, they're leaving the bar. Ian says that they're going to go to karaoke. Nikki says she's too tired. She doesn't want to go to karaoke. They argue about it for a little bit until Bear says he'll take her home. Sarah says, why? Like, Bear, you have to come karaokeing with us. Nikki then asks anyone for $20, who she gives it to a homeless person over on who's seeking shelter by the side of the building. Sarah says, I just bought someone's heroin for a week. Jesus, fuck my guy. Unnecessary comment, but whatever.
Yeah.
As they're all leaving, Ian like hugs Bear and says, hey, get your girl home. All right. Like, get your girl home safe. Nikki says, ew, don't say it like that.
Take the hint, man.
That's not even like a hint. That's a blatant shutting that shit down. I'm not his girl.
Mm-hmm. But that's like for an average guy, I feel like that is a hint, right?
I guess that's fair.
To us, it's like an immediate like, okay,
red flag,
there's the boundary.
Yeah. Yes.
There's
Halt.
But there's plenty of guys out there who may only see that as a hint and then be like, oh, maybe I'm just reading into it.
That's fair.
Or being like, not to say all of you out there, they're just you have to understand the average person is not, I don't know.
See, my view on this
I don't want to be. This
you don't
is
want to
just
be
like
an asshole.
such a hard movie to
Yes.
not be an asshole to some people, and I don't want to be an asshole to anyone. But like, I have my opinions, man.
Broad general strokes. We're calling out specific people who act like Bear.
Yes.
Not calling out mass populations. It's just, if you're acting like Bear, you got a problem, my guy, and you need to check that.
Yeah. If you never knew that this was an immediate boundary,
now you do.
Now you do. And if you don't take that with you in the future, you're no better than Bear.
I agree.
And I think that's fair to say.
I would agree with that. I have a very skewed view on this as someone who's in the, you're also in the gay community, just dating scene of the gay community for the majority of my life. Women who date other women always have the, what if they're just being nice when they're blatantly flirting?
Mm-hmm.
Any woman I have ever interacted with has always been like, I think they're just being nice. And everyone else is saying they're flirting with you. And that's the exact opposite of what you see with men, right? Someone's generally speaking, what you see, we'll say in movies, that kind of thing, is a woman is being nice and he takes it as flirting. My entire experience of dating has been the exact opposite.
Yeah.
So I don't have
there are signs. There are hints that girls will give.
Also, to all the women out here, just be honest about it as well. Stop doing the hint thing. Just be like, hey, I like you. It would just fix so many issues.
Yeah,
You also have to be vulnerable.
It's hard to deal with your feelings, and it's hard to be vulnerable, especially like with the risk of getting hurt. But the only way to get what you want and really find what you're looking for, you have to be open and honest and vulnerable.
To all genders across the board.
You have to give a little bit back. If she's not reciprocating, don't push it. Just fucking leave it. Explore other options. If one day all of a sudden she gives you some hints or is like, you know what, I didn't think about it until last night, but like, I like you and I want to see where this goes, then boom. Just
be honest. And I know it sucks, but it sucks. The worst they can say is no, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Because
guess what? That no propels you. Or not propel. Yeah.
Propels you forward?
Yes. Yeah. Propels you forward towards the person that you're meant to be with.
Yes.
As hard as a no is to take and as hard as rejection is to take, that is one step up the staircase towards the person you're meant to be with.
It also, I will also say this, with friendships, you need to be be vulnerable and open with your friends. Yeah. It will make a really good friendship.
You need to be able to talk to your friend and be like, hey, I'm struggling right now.
My cat fucking died. What?
Yeah, my cat died. I'm sorry if I can't be there for you right now.
This is going to be a lot about us talking about boundaries because this fucking movie.
I'm about to explode because we're so close.
Yes. So, they're in the car. In the car, Nikki apologizes, says, I'm sorry about Sandy. They talk about her leaving and how she wants to feel love and she's not feeling love, and how her story is a love story, not a romance, that how they're the only people they can talk to about this kind of thing, which, yeah, kind of also, I was friend zone immediately. I don't know. That's just my vibe with that, right? The actress has a different point. Interestingly enough,
it's one thing to have a good friendship and feel comfortable in expressing your vulnerabilities to them. There's a difference between that and a person having feelings for someone, therefore they feel like doing that. Those two things can exist. Those two things do exist. So you have to figure out how to navigate that without being a fucking asshole. Because I don't know. I could fucking go on.
Incels, man.
Yeah, Jesus.
They park in front of her house. He turns the car off and she says, Sarah's been talking about you a lot. How do you feel about her? He asks if she's asking if he likes Sarah. She says, no, I'm asking how you feel about her and if those feelings include liking her and maybe a crush. They go on to say, no, he doesn't see Sarah that way.
Another hint. The girl's telling you, hey, this girl likes you.
Oh, yeah. If someone is asking you if you like someone else, specifically name dropping, it's probably because the person they're name dropping likes you.
Yeah, and they're trying to help that other person, especially in a friend group like this.
Yeah, tight-knit friend group, yes.
Again, hints on hints on hints on hints on hints.
You could have had Sarah. You could have, if you would have just taken off your fucking blinders.
Fucking great, dude.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Ugh.
We'll get there.
Anyways. He says, no, they're really good friends. She goes on saying how they're also kind of shitty friends. Also, Sarah's the only good person in this friend group because
Ian's kind of a shithead.
He is. And then Nikki is straight up like, oh, yeah, she's so obvious. No one can tell when I like a boy. And I'm just don't
like main character syndrome a little bit.
Yeah, why are you shitting on your friend? Yeah, she's obvious because look at Bear. He's oblivious.
Yeah.
He still didn't know that Sarah really liked him until you said it right now. How much you want to bet?
Well, and it didn't even absorb when she said it. He didn't sit there and fucking process it, because I think if he did, he may be like, oh, wow,
No, because his whole processing was, why are you asking me about someone else? Obviously, I like you.
Yeah,
tunnel vision.
Yeah.
Oh, before they get to her house, he's like, hey, don't let me forget I got you something. And she says, ew. Why did that make me nervous? And he's like, oh, I don't know. That's a really weird reaction. Another hint, my guy. At least he takes that hint and doesn't give her the thing.
Yeah.
So they park out the car, they do the thing. She's leaving, and as she's getting out of the car, he's like, oh, I lost my train of thought. So shuts the door and starts walking into her house.
No, he calls her Freaky Nikki.
No, he does this like 3 times before he calls her Freaky Nikki. She gets out
right.
of the car. He says, she's getting out of the car. He says something like, oh, wait. And she turns around and he says, oh, I lost my train of thought. Don't worry about it. She's like, okay, good night. Slams the door, leaves. He then reaches over, rolls down his window and says, hey, do you remember that one time in class when you gave me your mouthpiece because of the whatever I was having a hard time?
Mm-hmm.
And she said, like, there's this romantic music playing, and it cuts to instantly as she squats down to look in the window and says, he was a hard ass. He liked me. You were on thin ice. Good night. Shutting that shit down, right? He calls out to her again because he does that. He's like, okay, good night, Freaky Nikki. And she turns around and she's like, what did you just call me? You know I don't like that. Why would you do that? And he's like, well, it's just a joke. That's not a joke, my guy. You're being an asshole intentionally.
Yeah.
Fuck off. You know she doesn't like that. That's not cute. It's not fun.
No, it's not flirting. It's just being
asshole.
Disrespectful.
Exactly. That's when she looks in the window and says, do you like me?
Did you just call me? Yeah, that's right.
And he says, what? No, I see us as really good friends. And she's like, okay, good. Good night. And goes back inside. And as she goes back inside, he pulls out the One Wish Willow and is like, I wish Nikki, what's her last name? Freeman, loved me more than anyone fucking else in the world. And snaps it in half. This is where I thought of Audition. Because she said, she's like, you promised to love me more than anyone else, but obviously you love your son.
100%.
I instantly...
I mean, like, you said it, and it started, like, fucking firing off all sorts of synapses in my brain. Connecting the dots. Oh, God. Listen, in the real world, a man doing this, whatever. Mm-hmm. It's like, you're just... That's drinking copium right there. In this movie, she comes back out.
Okay, but this is where I start loving the cinematography and the choices that are starting to be
this is where,
made.
like, the second he snaps the twig, the movie flips.
Yes. And again, Indy, the actress who plays Nikki, girl, fucking get it.
God damn.
Oh my God. She won, what was it, Best, like, Actress Award? Or she won an award for this performance.
Good.
Fucking deserved.
Yeah.
Holy fuck. So she walks out of her house and she's just a silhouette in front of her door because she's backlit by the house light. And you don't really think anything of it. You're like, oh, that's kind of weird. But after watching the movie and then seeing this, you're like, oh, dots connected, right? He looks out and he's like, what the fuck? And she comes up to the window and says, hey, like, do you want to come in for a drink? And she's pushing getting a drink hard. She's like, yeah, well, you know, like, I just lost my cat, so you should come in and drink. And he's like, wait, what? And she's like, wait, no, you just lost your cat. I'm so sorry. You should come in and have a drink with me. The amount, the amount of times she says I'm sorry in this version, this wished version, right, is insane.
I mean, it's very on purpose.
It is. And I want you guys to keep that in mind as we go through of, this is the first we're seeing of, oh, I'm sorry. What was I thinking? You lost your cat. And he is like, what is going on? And she's like, wait. And then she goes around to his side of the car, tries to pull him out, and he's like, what are you doing? What is happening? She's like, ugh, come on. And she crosses her arms. And then she's like, wait, I know what you're doing. And she goes back around the car, and then she gets in the car, and she's like, okay. And he's like, what is happening? You're being so weird. And her face drops, and she leans her head on the dashboard and starts sobbing. But her body is not moving. It is just the sounds emanating from her. Her body hasn't moved an inch since she's laid down on the dash. Hate that. That gets really close to, like, my auditory thing.
It's so Uncanny Valley.
This movie is Uncanny Valley.
Bro. Yeah. She
then says, my dad's dying of cancer, and setting one foot in the house just made it all come back. Can we go, please? And he's like, oh shit. Yeah, like, we can go. They get to his place. We learn it's his grandma's place. He got to keep it. I'm assuming after she died. It's much bigger than his last place. She walks in and sniffs the air, and she's like, oh, I like this. It smells like you. Which I think everyone thinks that. When you go to your crush's house or when you go to your, like, a first date or whatever, you've been with a person for a little bit, you walk in their house and you're like, oh my God, yeah, it smells like you.
Yeah.
No one says it this way. It's a little creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Just the loud sniff with the, oh, I like it in here. It smells like you.
Yeah, you know, I'll do that to my wife. I'll go up to her and shove my nose in her neck and just be like, oh, it smells like home.
My wife does the same thing. She'll be like, you smell good.
It's so funny.
See, we're married, and this has become an inside joke. It's not...
Yeah, but, like, it's fine. If you guys are friends, and then, I mean...
There's a way to say it, just being like, hey, like, it smells like you in here. I like the smell of it in here. It's nice. The way she goes about it is intentionally creepy.
You know, oh, God, immediately, like, he makes the wish, and then he gets what he wants by, like, taking her back to his place. And immediately, I'm just like, you have no fucking thought for anyone but yourself and what you want. You do not care about what happens potentially to anyone in this situation except you.
He's the most selfish motherfucker ever.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God. And that it hits fucking hard later. And we'll bring this up again in a later scene. Oh, fucking God. We'll just...
It's hard. It's so hard because this movie... everything gets lined up really well. And so by the end of the movie, you're sitting with all of the nice little breadcrumbs and you have your loaf of bread and you're like, I fucking hate this loaf of bread. And it
tastes like despair.
Yes. And everything lines up really well. Everything is cyclical. It comes in a very good fashion. But it makes it really hard to talk about this movie now without jumping ahead.
We literally can't talk about it. Like, I just can't talk about shit until we get to later parts.
Yep. It's the formatting of our podcast.
Yep.
So she snuggles in bed and he says, okay, take your time. He turns off the light. He's about to leave. And she says, no, can you just lay with me? I'm afraid I'll just stare at the ceiling and get in my head. And he says, okay, are you sure? Homie, she takes her shirt off and is just lying there in a bra. And obviously, you've never just lain in a bra before.
Maybe I have. You never know.
Well, you wouldn't have the same problem that
I'm just kidding.
chesticled people would have.
Yeah.
Of that shit just flops out. You lay to the side. You don't have a shirt. You whoop.
Oh, I've watched Love Island. It's okay.
That's fair.
Those girls do not have a good hold of their bikinis sometimes.
It is the same thing with like a stereotyped bra. I would not feel comfortable not having my shirt on and just that bra. If anything, I would take my bra off and leave my shirt on because bras are really uncomfortable.
Like, that's usually...
How would you...
that's the move.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, it's a horror movie. You gotta have your obligatory tit shot.
To be fair, we don't get the full tits. We just get up tit.
Well, no, but I mean, like, that's...
Yeah. It's the same thing for...
That's enough for today's standard.
What did we just do? Scream.
Mm-hmm.
Scream also has the boob shot, but it's the bra.
Yeah.
Instead of the just full...
Exactly.
Full nipples.
Same thing, man. It's there.
She lays her head on his shoulder, and she says she really needed this. And he's like, why? And he's getting all like, what's the...
Bashful?
Thank you. You couldn't see what I was doing. I was doing the like
combing the hair behind the ear and kind of like blushing a little, being like, oh, stop.
Yes.
But not being like, oh, stop, literally.
Yeah. He's doing that. And he's like, oh, why did you need this?
Oh my God.
Obviously, it's because of me, right? She apologizes. She's like, I'm so sorry about your cat, Bear. And he says, oh, you've got me beat on that one. And then she kisses him. And she pulls back and says, what the fuck? Screams, falls off the bed, and then stands back up and is like, oh, I'm so sorry. That was a panic attack. I thought about something in it. My dad.
This freaked me the fuck out.
Do you catch what he says here? Well, not catch, but he says, you made me feel like I did something wrong.
I didn't even catch that. That pisses me off.
Oh yeah, he said that and I went, excuse me?
Oh my fucking God. Because she literally leaps out of the bed in horror.
Mm-hmm.
And is like, oh my fucking God. And then just like...
stands up and says it's a panic attack. And then apologizes for her panic attack. And then he's like, you made me feel like I did something wrong. How dare you make me feel bad?
The director's writing choice is just like spot on. I mean, if you couldn't fucking tell by now, the main guy's name is Bear. So if you don't understand the theming of this movie, I'm sorry, but us talking about it more will not get you to understand it. Maybe go watch it again.
I have questions.
I don't know.
Oh, I can't even say that. I have to wait till later.
It's so hard,
I was going to
bro.
say something.
It's
I was
so
like, I have
hard. We'll get there.
questions
We'll
if
get
you
there.
think, but I can't say it. He then decides to sleep on the floor while she's in the bed because of that whole situation. He gets up and we got our other obligatory, supernatural movie scene of searching the internet to see what the hell is happening.
Yeah, he goes to search.
Thread it.
Yeah, he searches, like, he starts to type in the Willow Wish with
One wish willow, and then
Yeah.
he says, "Is it real?" and then goes to thread it instead of Reddit.
It's funny.
Because also, like, true though, I go to Reddit for a lot of answers.
It's cool because he's looking through this page and it's a mixed bag of people being like, no, it's a collective novelty from the 80s. You're not supposed to open it because they're, it's a collector's item.
Yep.
Other people are like, yo, one of the reviews said, yo, my mom used to be ugly as fuck and now she's gorgeous. I was like,
I saw that one. I was like, what the
shit.
hell? Yeah,
That's so funny.
it was
Oh
your
my God.
stereotypical like Reddit thread where people were like, no, it's a fake, it's just a collectible, and then other people being like, yes, no, it worked, and here's how it worked for me, and
So
blah
it's
blah blah.
it's at this point I'm going to point out that the director of this movie, after the success of Obsession, wants to do more movies in the universe surrounding these wishes.
Mm-hmm.
You as a viewer or listener right now can probably put two and two together of like, there'll be Easter eggs, there'll probably be some connections. I almost wonder if like one of the movies like might come, like, one of those snippets might give us an idea of like a later movie, or
Yeah.
like, he might want to throw that in as like a fucking year one Easter egg that
Mhm.
nobody even knew existed because like, whatever project that's a part of 3 years from now, like, we don't know it exists. So it's just like, we're just sitting here with what we have and we don't even know the importance of it yet, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's we talked about that with Hard Eyes, about how they were talking about if they ever made another Hard Eyes, like a prequel or anything,
Mhm.
with the scene, the shots and the murders that they showed or like wanted to show.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy a good Easter egg.
The idea that in this universe there are other people out there making these types of wishes.
And regretting them.
Yeah, because not only do some people probably wish for stupid shit, but they probably also use the worst possible wording.
Mhm.
And like,
It's not genie
y'all-
level bad, but
no, but it's close. And I mean,
it's very literal, which is genie level.
Yes.
But it's
you have to be very specific about your wording. And I might honestly ask you to cut this. When I talk to Tay about like speaking out loud what I want,
Mhm.
from the universe or whatever it is that is listening when I speak out loud, I've said that like you have to be very specific because you'll get what you want, but if you're not specific enough,
Mhm.
it might fuck you over. I might have you cut that because that makes me sound like a crazy person being like manifestation.
Well, no, because what I was gonna say is, me and Liz made an altar to Hermes because he's the god of merchants, and so we
You know
did.
what? Don't cut it then. It's fine. Y'all can know that I'm spiritual as fuck. I don't give a shit.
Okay, so we made an altar to Hermes and have been giving him offerings every morning and burning incense in his name and stuff because of us wanting to get these new jobs. And yep, I got my new job. She got her new job. And what was also, as I was looking into Hermes altars, because I don't really do deity work too much, they're like, you have to be really specific with Hermes too, because if you're asking for work, this chick was like, I asked for more business for my small business and I haven't had a break in 6 months. She's like, it's been great, but fuck, am I busy?
Yeah.
Anything when you're asking for something, be specific.
Think of the moderation that has to come into play. Think of the balance that needs to ensue.
The fine print, if you will.
Yeah, it's all about the fine print. Anyways,
Nikki wakes up and is like, what are you doing? And when the camera pans over to her, she is sitting up on the bed, completely silhouetted. And if you look closely, bitch does not have a face.
it's fucking creepy, dude.
She has
She's
zero.
just like black.
It's zero because the way it was blown out on my TV. And so when I like looked at it a certain way, you can see how like if it's blown out, you get the weird pixelated whatever. You can see
there's like you can
where
see like
everything
the
should be,
cheekbones and
and the nose and like the brow ridges and everything.
But it's so subtle.
There are no eyes. There's no mouth. There's no identifying features. It's just like
it's so uncomfortable.
And this is where I was talking to my wife and I was like, am I seeing things or is this actually happening? She's like, no, that's actually her with no face. I saw a TikTok about it.
Yeah.
So this is, again, we had the original silhouetting thing of her not seeing her when she walked out of her house. We now have this, she's silhouetted and you're like, bitch doesn't have a face. Okay, what the fuck is going on here? She asks him to lay down with her and he does. In the morning, she isn't in bed with him. He wakes up and is like, hey, Nikki, like, where are you? And he walks into the kitchen and there is his cat that he didn't dispose of, apparently, on the ground with candles and a note. And she's like, it's an altar of sorts. I thought you would like it. And he's like, this is really fucked up and weird. I don't like it. And she's like, oh, really?
Anytime he does not immediately approve or gives any sort of resistance to anything she's saying or doing, she turns whiny, but not in the annoying whiny. More of like
later she does though.
Yeah, it's an uncomfortable, on the verge of crying. Like,
I'm sorry.
I don't want to upset you, please. Like, I'm begging you. It's gonna kill me inside if I see that you're upset. It's so uncomfortable.
She does so good.
We get it's as soon as we get to one scene later, it like starts. They get to like, you know, where they're supposed to be for this like collection of scenes or this longer portion. And I was just like, oh, this is gonna suck. And I'll point out when that comes. But it was just very like, oh God, this is gonna be, I'm gonna have to fucking just sit through this, huh?
Yeah. So they go to work. Obviously, they work at the music shop. He drags Ian into the break room where Nikki is watching from the register. And when I say watching, she is full ass staring at them. And you can see her throughout this entire scene in the background. She does not move. She watches them the entire time.
Yeah.
He explains all of this to Ian to a point where he's like, hey, like, we went home. He's like, oh, so you confessed? And he's like, I did not say anything. She had a weird ass breakdown. We kissed. I don't know what the fuck is happening. Her dad's dying. He has cancer. And he's like, her dad lives in Washington and she hates him. And he's like, I have no idea. Apparently they've reconnected and they're close now and he's dying of cancer and she came over to my place. Like, goes over all of that. Then Ian says, was she on Molly again? Because that sounds like she was on Molly. Because he also talks about the screaming in the face after the kissing. And they're like, oh, dude. And they both like kind of calm down and they're like, she was probably on Molly again. That makes sense. She was drinking. She was taking stuff. Cool. Yeah. Everything's fine. They go through the day, like we get a time skip of them walking out at the end of their shift, and Nikki doesn't get into Bear's car, but grabs her stuff from his car, and he's like, hey, I don't think I'll be able to take you home. And she's like, okay, that's fine. Like, I was just grabbing my stuff. She hops in Ian's car, and Ian and Bear have this conversation real fast where he's like, I'm gonna talk to her, like, don't worry about it, like, well, when I take her home. So they split off their different ways. That night, Ian calls him and is like, hey, like, we talked, she's good, maybe just stay away from her for a little bit. She's obviously going through it, and I don't really know what's happening. Just, like, I would not reach out to her right now. There's a knock at the door. And it's Nikki, completely shadowed up with no fucking face.
Oh, you can see, like, the glint of light in her eyes.
At certain scenes, yeah.
But it's, well, in this one more specifically.
Well,
but it's so
sorry, what I meant is, like, when you first see her, there's, like, nothing. And then, like, the next time we, like, zoom in on her, then we see the eyes. It, like, cuts back and forth.
Yeah, that's right.
Because she has no face at first, and then, like, a light turns on or something, and then you catch only her eyes. That's so weird. Oh. She was like, I'm so sorry, like, Ian talked to me, and I was on MDMA, and I was drinking, and I shouldn't have done that, and, you know, I hope I didn't make you do any, like, I hope I didn't make you uncomfortable. She's like, I know you like me. And he's like, what? That's crazy. And she's like, because I like you. And he's like, what? Since when do you like me? And she's like, I don't know, it's, like, gradually happened since Christmas, and it's just, it is. I just like you. Her mouth isn't moving.
Yeah.
You get more of her, like, you're just watching this shadow and there's no movement. You just hear the audio.
Oh, God. It, like, gives me the fucking chills.
Anything about Shadow Nikki is, like, you're hearing a voice projected out of her and it is not coming from her if she's in shadow form. There's no movement of her body to suggest she's speaking. There's... crazy. We then get a montage of them dating on different date nights and making out at work and doing XYZ and living together, and we don't know the time frame of this. Poor Sarah has to watch them make out in her dad's shop at work.
Yeah.
Be professional, my guy. I don't care if you guys work together. You're not making out at work.
Yeah. Time and place.
Like, so it's got this nice, happy not rom-com, like, is it called a dramedy? Like a drama romance?
Yeah.
Background music. And then it starts fading into something a little bit more sinister as it gets to the end of each of these dates. They're like sitting on the floor watching TV, and she's staring at him, and he like pushes her chin back, and it's kind of cute. And then it does like this kind of blue filter, and she looks back at him, and he has to move her face again. And then she looks back at him again, and he's just staring at the TV while she's staring at him. And you get the undercurrent of something more sinister happening.
Yeah.
And it's not great. Like, it's done well. I just, like, emotionally not great.
Yeah. No, it's fantastically done movie-wise, but situationally, it sucks. Because you just know that, like,
something is happening.
oh no, there's something real wrong here.
They are now at a dinner date at a restaurant, and he asks her how her dad's doing, and she doesn't want to talk about it. He says, oh, sorry, like, I didn't mean to step on any things. Which, again, not a red flag, but kind of. If you're dating someone and they don't feel comfortable talking to you about their dad dying or in the hospital or, like, experiencing fucking cancer, you should be your partner's rock to lean on in these situations. Mm-hmm. This is weird.
Yeah. He gets a call from Ian, but he denies it.
Nikki asks him what he wants to do with his life. And I miss kind of some of this dialogue because much shit happens.
He's like, well, I didn't really think about it, but I don't know. I like food. Maybe I could be a food critic.
They'll call me, 3-course Bailey or something? 3 bites Bailey? 3 bites Bailey.
And I'll walk into the restaurant and I'll order $100 worth of food, and I'll go to pay and they'll say, oh no, it's no charge, or whatever. Like, it's a little like bit that they develop between the two of them.
Then Ian calls again, and he's like, this is the second or third time he's called me. I got to take this. And she says, why or something. And just like her face falls staring at him. He walks up and goes around, because you're sitting at a dinner table, so he gets up and like goes to a little bit quieter area to talk. And Ian's like, bro, I don't know how to fucking tell you this. I called the hospital. I called these clinics. I called his work. Her dad is alive and kicking. He is not sick. Everything she's said about this is a lie. I don't know what's happening. I don't know if she's doing it for attention, but whatever's going on, like if she's having a mental break, this is not good. And she might be using you for it. Like, I don't know what's happening. And as you're watching him, Nikki stands up at one point and like walks into the walkway of this restaurant to see what he's doing. And he has to duck behind this corner more as she goes to sit back down. Oh, he keeps talking, but Bear is having like crushing reality break him as Ian's voice kind of gets drowned out by this music. And as you zoom in on Bear's face about why is Nikki lying about this, he ends the phone call, goes to sit back down. Is about to ask her something, and then he chickens out because of fucking course he does. She says something. Oh, she says she has something for him, and she gives him this. It looks like a bracelet box, like a velvet bracelet box, and inside is a tiger's eye. It's for confidence and willpower, and now he can become a food critic because of whatever. And he says, "Why are you giving this to me?" And then asks, while holding the tiger's eye, Does your dad really have cancer?" And then her face drops, goes blank. And then she says, no, and starts smiling huge, and then stands up and stomps her foot and says, I thought we were having a really good time.
Starts screaming
this
restaurant.
Whole restaurant turns to look at her because she's throwing such a tantrum. And
she's like, I thought we were having a good time.
He's like, no, we're having a great time.
Starts sobbing, like throwing a child's tantrum.
Mm-hmm. She sits back down, and he's like, no, we are. And she looks at him, again, deadpan, and says, then why does it matter? And he says, it doesn't matter to me. It should matter to you.
Mm-hmm. He's like, it doesn't matter. He's like, doesn't matter to me. And then it cuts to them doing it in missionary, but it's slow zooming in on her face, and she's making all of these
the quote-unquote correct noises.
Correct sex noises, but her face is blank and her mouth is just slightly open, just taking it. And It is...
uncomfortable. And I don't like it. This is, there's a topic of conversation that this scene gets brought up a lot in about this movie that we'll talk about at the end without, again, getting into too much towards the end of Bear's character. But this is a large scene of a point against Bear.
I just want to say this. Any man out there who likes a woman, if you imagine her like that during sex and it doesn't bother you, go get help. Figure something out. Because they should be enjoying it and feeling connected to you, not dissociating. If they're dissociating,
you got problems.
You got fucking problems. And I'm not afraid to say that.
No.
On the internet. Because, like...
Bro.
That, like, you... No.
3:45. He wakes up. She isn't in bed. He calls out for Nikki. He sits up, looks around, and it took me a second to catch it. And then once you see it, Nikki is in the corner of the room, standing there like a fucking shadow person. Shadow figure. Creepy as fuck. He asks, what's happening? What are you doing? And she says, I'm watching you sleep. And then she forms herself from the shadows in the weirdest way. Like, she melds out of it and then becomes a person when she steps out of the shadows. Oh. It's creepy as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And she's naked except for his sweater. And she's like, it smells like you. I like it. And he says, why don't you come back to bed? And she says, no.
And then, like, scurries back into the shadow eerily fast.
I hate it, but she does so good. Oh, ugh. And then she says, go back to sleep. And so he lays back down, trying to go back to sleep. Oh, that's right. So she goes to lay back down, right? She lays down with him, snuggles into his side a little bit. She has her normal face now. It's not covered in shadow. But as she's laying there, you see everything disappears. Her mouth, all of it disappears. Until he goes to get up and she screams, stay. You watch the mouth form back at the end of stay. And then as she closes her mouth again, it disappears.
Oh, God. Gross. I hate it. I hate it.
Oh, yeah. Then she screams, why don't you love me? So what happens here? She's like laying down and then he wakes up again or like looks over and she's no longer laying next to him. And he looks over and she's standing there with the flowers in front of her face.
She like comes in the room with them and like shuffles across the room over to the side of the bed, holding these flowers in front of her face so you can't see her face at all.
She like Zoidberg walks over there like sideways. Yeah. It's crazy.
Oh, it's so creepy. And then she just fucking stands there and he's like, you're really freaking me out. Like, what's going on? What are those? And she just like, this is another very long shot of just quiet. You're just sitting there with this.
I thoroughly enjoy this one.
Yeah. You just have to sit with this for a minute before she finally goes, flowers for Sandy, and just like snaps out of it and just puts them on the table quickly and like as if
it's normal. Everything was fine. She didn't just be super weird about it.
As we're talking about this, I'm like getting the goosebumps. This movie makes my skin crawl.
Yes. It's got phenomenal effects and uses them in ways I thoroughly enjoy. Yeah. I do understand why everyone loves this movie. I did not at first. By this point, I'm 1,000% in.
Yeah, but it's even harder for you because you watched the first chunk.
Yeah, that I did not like
in one day, and so you just sat on that for like almost 24 hours, probably.
Yeah. I got this mixed up. That's why it's weird. So she's in the corner, and then he lays back down trying to go to sleep, and when he opens his eyes again, she's there with the flowers. She sets the flowers down, lays next to him, and this is when the whole stay situation happens. I was trying to figure out how she got from the bed to standing up. That's right. My mix-up.
So now that they're laying in bed together, he tries to get up, and she screams, stay.
In the morning, he goes to the bathroom, and he looks at his head and says, what the fuck? And he walks out into the living room where she's reading, and he sits on the coffee table and says, did you cut my hair?
She's like, yeah.
She's like, yeah. Does not recognize that that's weird. And he says, let's not do that. And she gets super sad. And she's like, well, I packed you a lunch. And Bear asks about what happened last night, and she does the apology thing again. She's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I was so weird last night. And he's like, yeah, it terrified me. And she just keeps apologizing.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I just had a bad dream. And then she cuts off, and then she smiles super brightly now, kisses him. And it's like the excuses aren't working.
Mm-hmm.
And so best way to get him to shut up is make out with him, make him think with his dick.
Yep.
Don't think about logic here. Just think about how much you love kissing me and fucking me.
Yep.
Don't think about anything else. He says, I love you, all like ragged, like he does have a hard one going. And she says, I love you too. He asks her to promise him no more weird stuff, no more watching him while he sleeps, no more weird movements. And she apologizes again. He says they're good. We get the shot of him walking towards the door to go to work. And she's like, oh, I wish you could just stay here. I wish I was working with you today. And he's like, yeah, nope, that'd be great. And you see him wide-eyed staring at the camera, and you're like, what is he looking at? And she says, oh, maybe I'll stop by for your lunch break. And he's like, no, you enjoy your day off. And his eyes are just huge, and the camera finally pans over, and the entire door is duct taped.
Yeah, not just like
the edges. 1
or 2 rolls, maybe like 20 rolls of duct tape.
And it's
just
the
like
entire
covered.
door. You can't see what color the door is.
He walks up to the door to go open it, and it takes him 20 to 30 seconds to actually like get it open, because he just straight up fights with it for a little bit to get it open.
She's like, if you're struggling with the door, you could always just stay home. And he's like,
and then
nope,
he gets
I
it
got
open, and he's like, nope, got it.
Bye.
Bye.
He goes to work, and he's staring at the lunch. Oh, I forgot. He leaves, shuts the door, and we get this shot of her just standing there, smiling at the door.
Head slightly tilted, not moving, just staring. And then all of a sudden you hear a little bit of a trickle. And then the camera pans down, and she's actively pissing herself. Pee going into her socks, soaking into the carpet, standing there smiling, just
peeing herself. Apparently, this scene took so long to film. The actress made a joke saying, if you make me do this again, you're not going to need the catheter.
Oh my god. Immediately like, oh my fucking god.
Bear goes to work, and he's sitting at, they work at a music shop, I think I said that. He's sitting at a piano bench, and he opens his lunch. It has a note on there that says, for my food critic. And then there's 2 Polaroids. And I don't know what the first one is. I couldn't make it out, but it says you.
It's like a stalkery upper corner shot of Bear at work or something. I don't know.
It was hard for me to make out that one. And the second Polaroid is them, like a couple, like selfie, and it says not me under her.
Yeah, it's Bear and like someone else, right?
No, it's her.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's Bear and Nikki, but it says not me, and you're like, okay, what the fuck? Mm-hmm. And this is where Sarah comes up, and she says, what is that? He slams it shut and says, inside joke, and pulls out a sandwich. And his lunch is in one of those like plastic kid lunch boxes, and it has an apple and a sandwich, and that's it. Or Sarah sits down, she's like doing something, and Bear tells, he's such an ass to Sarah for no reason. This is like, again, he shows his true colors with Sarah, because he's like, I heard that what you told Ian. And what'd she say? She says if Ian is going around spreading her shit, something, and her dad comes up with a letter from college. She's been getting all of these rejection letters. She got another one. They go off to the side. It's another rejection letter. She comes back down, sits by his feet, kind of like leans against the back of the piano chair or the piano bench and says, is this what I get for being such a fucker in high school?
Don't worry, we were all fuckers in high school.
Yes, your high school years do not define you. You were fine. He then sits down next to her, and she leans on him, saying she has one more letter, and it's for Luther, and that's the college she really wants to go to. She snatches his lunchbox because he like bit into it and then starts making a weird face. She steals the lunchbox, pulls off the note, and she says, "My little food critic." Oh my god! And this is the playful making fun of thing that I think Ian was trying to tell him to do. But this isn't calling her freaky Nikki. Yeah. This is, I don't know. I feel like this is a little different. No, this is like cutesy. Until she turns over the note and she says, "How does cat taste?" And he says, "What?" Or
it says like, what's the
verdict on cat?
What's the verdict? And then colon cat question mark. And she's like, "What does this mean?" And he's like, "What the fuck?" And then he like pauses for a moment. And then he looks down at his sandwich, And the meat sticking out is like black and like salmon colored and spots. Blah, I can't speak.
It's not. It's
disgusting. He takes a moment before the music rises, and then he ends up grabbing a trash can and like
puking his guts
out.
You can hear Dad being like, "I'm not coming over there. This is awful. Nope, you take care of it."
I was
I'm
like,
not doing
"What
it."
does this mean?" And he's like, "Inside joke."
Just throwing up.
God.
He goes home.
Yeah, it cuts to him leaving work, and then Ian follows out behind him, and he's like, "Yo, can I get a ride home?" And
I had to Uber.
He's like, "Where's your car?" He's like, "I had to Uber." It's like, "I'm your fucking next door neighbor. Like, just take me home."
They argue in the car. So he's like, "Are we going to talk about you and Nikki?" And he says, "What is there to talk about me and Nikki?" And they argue about it. They're like, you came to me saying she was having a mental breakdown and now you guys are super in love. And they go through like the whole thing, and it ends up with Ian saying, "I think you're taking advantage of her and she's dealing with something. And I'm not okay with that." Fair enough, my guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bear gets defensive as fuck about it. Even though, like, Ian's like, "I love you, and I say this with all the respect. You're doing this, and it just, like, that's not healthy, man. Like, I'm telling you this so you can work through it."
Mm-hmm.
That's a good friend.
He's a good friend. Well, he's a shithead, but good friend.
Yes, but, like...
when it comes down to it, yeah.
And Bear just gets so defensive, and he's just like, "No, like, that's not, like..."
Me take advantage of her?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And then he says, he also, because Sarah mentioned that they're all going over to Ian's place for a party, and Bear brings that up, and he's like, "You didn't invite us." And Ian says, "Oh, it's an us now."
Yeah.
He says, "Yeah, I'm not doing it. I don't think your guys' relationship is healthy, and I really don't want to, encourage it or something like that."
Yeah.
Also ends up saying, "I don't want to invite Nikki." And they come up with a compromise. Ian says, "We'll do boys' night. Sarah won't come. We'll do boys' night. You come over, we'll hang out. If you guys are in a healthy, non-codependent relationship, then she should be fine with that, right? I'll text Sarah. She won't come. You come over." So he drops Ian off, sits in his car outside his house, and is like, "Boys' night. I'm gonna go to like hyping himself up in his car before he goes in, because he knows this is gonna be shitty." And you know this is going to be shitty watching, because she didn't even want him to go to work. Go to boys' night.
Mm-hmm. Is this where he hears the noise from his bag, and it's the box?
Yes.
Yeah, so he hears the, like, jingle from the box, the One Wish Willow, and he, like, pulls the box out and looks on the back and sees that there's a number to call.
For questions.
So he calls the number, and the dude answers and is just like, "Hey."
Hello. He
He's
sounds
like,
like he just
"Hello?"
woke up from a
And he's like,
10-hour nap.
"Hey, man, what's up?"
He's like, "Is this a One Wish Willow?" And he's like, "Yeah." "What's up?" You learn that he's like, "Oh, are you calling to cancel the wish, or what's wrong with your wish?" And he like explains the wish that she's obsessed with me, and he's like, "Okay, and do you want to cancel it?" And he's like, No, I don't want to cancel it. I want to alter it."
Yeah, he's like, we can't really do that.
And this is the turning point for me on Bear, where it's like, you didn't know, you made a wish, right? And it came true to the nth degree. This woman is obsessed with you. You didn't know that was going to happen. You thought it was a silly prank. You call someone who might be able to help you. Instead of saying, "Cancel my wish," you say, "Alter my wish."
Yeah. How can I get this to work in my favor? He's still thinking about himself.
Always and forever.
Mm-hmm.
And then the dude's like, "Yeah, we can't do that either. You can't cancel your wish, you can't alter it." And he's like, "Then why did you offer it?" And he's like, "I was just taking a guess. Your energy. I thought that's what you wanted."
Yeah. Bear starts, like, asking him some questions.
"There's nothing I can do for her." He's like, "Not as long as you're living." And he's like, "What does that mean?" He's like, "The wish will end when you die." And then the guy, like, he asks what's going on with Nikki, and he says, "Do you want to speak to her?" And you can hear this faint scream in the background. And he's like, "What?" And he's like, "Do you want to speak to Nikki?" And the scream just full blares in the phone, and it's just Nikki screaming. He's like, "Do you want to speak to her?" Then he hangs up.
It's at this point where, like, I realized, oh, it's worse than I thought.
Yeah, it's her soul is elsewhere.
Well, I mean, we'll get there.
We'll get there.
He ends up.
Oh, I'm sorry. There was a note here that the guy says, "Yeah, it's real." Or he asks if his love is real, and the dude's like, "Yeah, it's real. Just because you chose it for her doesn't mean it's any less real." I hate that line so much.
Again, you are not allowed to decide how someone feels or where their boundaries lie. So that line is bullshit.
The dude also says he has a moral obligation, like Bear has a moral obligation to be there for Nikki.
Yeah.
You did this. You deal with your shit.
Mm-hmm.
He goes into the house.
And Nikki, he turns around and gets jump scared by Nikki, who's still standing in the same place, except now she's got puke on her lips and like down her chin and on her shirt, and
She looks like she got beat the fuck up.
she looks beat the fuck up. And she's like, hi. And she's literally standing in her own shit, piss, and vomit.
Yeah, and he goes up and he's like, what is going on? What's wrong? And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll clean up. I'll go shower. I'm so disgusting. I'm so sorry. I'll clean it up. I'm so sorry. Don't worry about it. I'll clean it up. She walks into the bathroom, slams the door on him. You can hear the shower turn on. And he says, I thought we talked about this. Did you cook the cat? And she doesn't say anything. And he continues with, Nikki, you can't do that. Like, I'm very upset about this. And she says, okay, honey.
Okay, honey.
He then says Ian invited him over for a boys' night, and the shower shuts off immediately. They have a back and forth about how, oh, you want to go to boys' night? Well, I heard Sarah's going. So yeah, boys' night. He's like, no, I would love if you came to go ahead and get ready. And she's like, no, fine, go to boys' night. And then he convinces...
But he's like, no, I want you to come. And she starts crying, be like, no, if you wanted me to come, you would have just told me to come. And like, she starts breaking down.
Mm-hmm. And then she screams.
Yeah.
Got the like bloody murder scream.
Mm-hmm.
And the next scene is Ian
being like, I fucking knew you would bring her, dude. I fucking knew this was going to happen.
And it's just him getting upset with Bear about bringing Nikki. And they're in the kitchen having this conversation. They go back out to the living room where there's...
It's at this point where I was like, they're setting this up for me to just feel so uncomfortable here in the next few minutes.
Yeah.
This is that scene. It started and I was like, oh God.
So, yep, it's a house party and
it's like watching fucking, did you watch the one with the monkey's paw?
Oh, yeah.
Talk to Me?
We did Talk to Me.
We did?
Yeah.
Oh my God, we did. Holy shit. It's like, you know, it was hard for me to watch the kid making out with the dog.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, that's where my brain went immediately. I forgot we did that movie. Holy shit.
We've
been doing this podcast for a little while now, huh?
This is episode 48.
Wow.
We're almost at a year.
Can't believe it.
House party, they're doing drunk Jenga, which if you haven't played, it's Jenga blocks that have rules on them, i.e. like take a shot whenever someone does X, dare someone to do something. They just have rules on them that involve drinking or doing something like a truth or dare situation.
Smoochies.
Yeah, because they're 7 and they want to make out with all their friends.
Yeah.
Well, they're children, not in the making out. You know what I mean. That's not how it came across. Like,
no, I get it.
They're like horny 13-year-olds who are just like, I just want to kiss everybody.
Oh my God, summer party. Like, let's have boys over so we can play 7 minutes in heaven.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Nikki is being super weird. Someone, what's his name? He doesn't have a name as far as I'm aware. One of the other guys pulls a brick and he has to...
Swap spaces with someone.
Oh yeah, swap spaces with... And he swaps spaces with Bear because he wants to sit next to Nikki. Another guy pulls a block. And
Nikki's immediately like, no, don't. She's like grabbing onto Bear as he's walking away. Like, don't leave me.
It's literally going across a coffee table. And she, instead of sitting on the arm of the couch where she's sitting, another guy, choose one person to drink every time you drink for the next like round or 3 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
And then it's Nikki's turn. She picks a brick and...
It doesn't say what the dare is. She just stands up and pulls out her phone and starts reading an excerpt from apparently what she's been writing, which is a bunch of...
Incestuous Hansel and Gretel.
It's like, oh, you will be inside me tonight, brother.
And if you're not inside me, I will cut off your forearm and stick that between my thighs.
Yeah, or like I'll fillet your skin and roll it up like a licorice stick and put it in myself. Like weird shit, man.
The scene is freaking wild.
It's uncomfortable. She goes off on this
for a hot second.
For a minute.
And then she sets the brick down and says, I don't have to drink. That's from my book. And we have no idea what the dare was.
Yeah, we have no fucking clue what the dare was. It was
probably like tell a secret or drink.
Honestly, a part of my brain thinks it had nothing to do with telling a secret or anything like that. I think she just wanted to stand up
the center,
like talk, because that may not even be something out of her book.
I don't think that's something from her book.
That could just be something like, she's like, oh, I'm writing a love story. If you're writing a love story about Hansel and Gretel
being incestuously in love, we got
fucking problems, man.
She sits back down. Everyone is super uncomfortable. They say it's the guy who switched places with Bear's turn, and he's like, no, I switched places, so it's Bear's turn. Bear pulls the brick, and it says, kiss the person to your left, which is Sarah. Nikki
stands up, walks over behind Sarah.
But the face.
Oh
it's
God, I forgot.
Cat face.
She stands up and just stares at them with the ultimate grumpy cat frown.
Like serious grumpy cat frown. Like I can't make that face frown.
It was, I was not expecting it, first of all. So when she came on screen, I was like, oh God, what the fuck? Yeah, she stands there for a while, and then she walks around behind Sarah, and then grabs her chair and pulls her back like 5 feet, and then walks over and kneels down next to the chair that Bear's sitting in, and just puckers her lips and sits there with her eyes closed, ready for a kiss. It's very uncomfortably quiet.
Yeah,
and then
could you imagine being at a party and this shit going down? I think I'm walking out. I think I'm going out the back door, be like, smoke break?
Yeah, it's the Irish goodbye for me.
Yeah.
My bed is calling at that point. Like, the night is over. It's okay.
People, like, because they're playing Jenga, and there's another table where people are playing some other board game. If I was at that table, I'd be like, sneak out of here. This bitch be weird.
Yeah.
Nikki then goes off on this whole confession thing of, I love you so much, and I'll love you more than everyone, and no one will ever experience the love that we experience because it's the perfect, most amazing thing in the world, and goes off. And
to everyone in the house.
Yeah, like, she stands up and
y'all will never feel the type of love that I feel for this man.
For my bear. Ian looks over at her and just says, are you okay? Which, yeah, fair question. What the hell? Yeah. She laughs it off and says, oh, it's just a joke. Ha ha ha. Oh, because she ends with, and I'll like murder everyone in here, or like everyone in here will die. It's something to that effect. And she laughs, saying it's just a joke. Oh, I'm just kidding. It's just a joke. And then, like, her face just goes neutral, and she's like, okay, it's not a joke. Deal with it.
So uncomfortable.
Then Nikki screams, says, it's not me, falls back again, grabs a fucking beer bottle and starts smashing her face with it until it's bleeding, like, everything. And the thing is, right, is we see all of this, and then after we see, like, her smile and be back to quote-unquote normal wish Nikki, and she's like, I'm fine. We get this zoom in shot on Bear where you can hear Ian's voice saying, dude, get the fuck up. Like, we have to take her to the hospital. Yeah. Ian, or Bear, do something. Man, stop being an asshole. Do something.
And he's just sitting there staring at her.
And this shot it self-centers him even more because he's just thinking about, wow, you just embarrassed me in front of everybody. Now I have to live with this. Like, why did you do this?
Dude, she literally broke out and was like, it's not me, and then tried to fucking kill herself. That means she's still in there, probably watching all of this go down, experiencing it helplessly.
It makes
that is one of the themes of today's movie.
It makes the quote-unquote sex scene non-consensual, making it rape.
Yep.
Which
this movie takes a lot of shots at men. I shouldn't say men in general. Very specific type of man. The lack of choice. Again, he's not thinking about her or how this is affecting her.
At all.
He sees this and is still like trying to make it work. You don't care for this girl.
No, you care about the idea of her.
Yeah. You care about this idea that you've built up in your brain over time. That does not exist. This reality does not exist. And you're just willing to put her through torture, essentially. Mm-hmm. You're a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, he's a fucking
At the very
piece of
least,
shit.
I wish there were more horrendous words for me to use, but my brain can't think of any.
Douche nozzle.
Deplorable human being.
Mm-hmm. He's awful.
Oh my God. That scene gave me the fucking chills so hard because like it all hit me. Even more than at first, earlier in the bedroom when she's like, freaks out or whatever.
Because you realize she's still in there. Like, you think originally, like, oh, it's just a moment in the lapse of the wish or something, right? And this is her new normal. And then watching her break out again is
because that also implies that she is essentially possessed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's essentially, this is like a weird possession movie.
And my thing is, my thought process goes to like Jinn,
Yeah.
which Jinn are terrifying.
Yeah.
I almost wouldn't be surprised if it was that kind of essence almost, because it's along the lines of like granting wishes, but it's Jinn are more like demons. They're like a type of demon. And so it all like the fucking the boot fits.
Yeah, it's never explicitly stated what is going on with her,
No,
but that's
it's
a
not
good guess.
stated, but that I like that.
Yeah.
I like that they don't tell you, because that you finish the movie and it's all wrapped up nice in a neat bow, like it's a good movie that's wrapped up perfectly, but you're still left there wondering like, the fuck did happen to her? What the fuck happened that whole time?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just but we love it. Because again, we've said it before, nothing in this world that any human will create
The scarier than what happens in your head.
Yeah, 100%.
So he takes her to the hospital, and then she doesn't get taken in, which is bullshit. We were trying to figure this out, and technically, yes, she's older than 18, so she can consent, but because she does have to, quote-unquote, does have to consent. However, this is self-inflicted wounds, where you can do a 72-hour mandatory psych eval hold. You should be able to take her to the hospital and be like, she did this to herself. She is a danger to herself.
Here's the problem, though. Bear wasn't thinking about her. He was
Yeah,
thinking
you're right.
about covering it up and getting,
Back to quote-unquote normal.
Yeah. So if they're like, well, we can't take her if she's consenting, he's not thinking, tell them that she's self-harming. He's just like, okay, well, I guess I'll just figure this out myself. And it's like, you dumb motherfucker.
Exactly. They are sitting at their dining table in silence, and it's really fucking awkward. And
she's still like, she's got like bloody rags or like bloody paper towels laying on the table. And
her
she's
face is still fucked.
Yeah, her face is still fucked. He didn't even like take her home and clean her off, or
he's just like, you're being so weird. This sucks. Because their next thing,
strangle this man.
he needs I don't know what he needs, but a lot of therapy maybe. He gets up.
He needs a bear.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like an actual bear.
You know what? A gay bear would also work. Just
a big, hairy, gay man.
Beat some sense into him, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
He says he's going to go to the bathroom, and she asks if she can wait outside. He then asks, why did she do this to herself? Why did she hurt herself? And she's like, I know Sarah likes you. And they get into this, I couldn't really follow the dialogue. It's a screaming match back and forth of, you did all this, you used to be beautiful and normal, and this isn't okay, and blah, blah, blah. And he asks if she likes him. And she says, I love you. And he says, no. Do you like me? Is Nikki out? Does she like me? She smirks and says, I'm your freaky Nikki. Ew. And then they argue if like this can work, and she goes off on this whole thing. And is this where she's like, I'm not Nikki? Oh no, because they're arguing about this, and he's like, I don't know if this can work. He says that they should take a break or something. She starts wailing, saying that she'll be anything he wants her to be, that she can do anything for him. And he says, I just want you to be Nikki. I just need you to be Nikki. And she starts screaming, I'm not Nikki. I can't be Nikki. I can't be Nikki. Then starts like rambling, saying, I'm sorry. And then at the very end, you get like the mumbled, I can be Nikki. I can be Nikki. And he says, this isn't real. She says, I love you in every reality, Bear. And he says, I love you too. And
when he says, I love you, she like glitches backwards into the shadows of like the doorway. Yes. He says, I love you, because she's like on the floor on her knees.
Yeah. He says, I love you too.
He says, I love you. And it like snaps something in her, and she fucking like backwards like reverses.
Yeah, I called it rewinding.
Into the shadows, mumbling backwards too.
Mm-hmm.
Like demon speak almost.
And she's full silhouette again.
Caught me the fuck off guard.
Dude, yes.
And
what
I
the
was
hell?
just like, ha, ha. No joke. I started looking behind my chair.
Dude, it's the however, because they like her limb movements and whatever
It's
effect,
like
it's just
literally moved back. It's
Don't
like her
like it.
body was being pulled into the
Yes.
shadows.
Yes.
And
So she's standing there as a silhouette, and he's like, "You go take the room, and I'll come back in the morning, and we can figure this out in the morning." And she snaps her head over and says, "Okay." Walks into a room and starts making a ruckus. I have no idea.
Walks away very quickly.
Yes.
Uncanny Valley sort of like shuffle quickly out of, just like, okay, out.
He asks what she's doing. She comes back and she's still in the shadows. You get the whole like no face situation. And she goes off about this whole thing about how when he's gone, her body goes numb. Like if you lay on your hand too long and then it turns to sand. And
she's essentially saying like, if you leave or anything, like I'll be sleeping alone and I will drain myself and feel my hands turn to sandbags and feel all of my worries and thoughts of the day-to-day melt away as it all fades away into nothingness. Not darkness. Darkness is a color. Nothing at all.
Or you could stay.
Or you could stay, and then just walks away. And so it cuts to them in bed.
Yep.
Because he stayed.
Of course he did.
And his phone goes off. And so he reaches over, and it's Sarah texting him, and she's like, "Meet me at the park. I have some things I need to talk to you about." And he's just like, can't, because he's got Nikki on top of him sleeping. And she's like, "You either come out here or I'm coming to your fucking house. Like, we're talking tonight." You know, he has a little bit of a dilemma in his head, and then he decides like, okay, I'm gonna fucking sneak out. He gets up out of bed, starts walking towards the door, and you hear Nikki go, "Bear?" And he stops and he turns around and
he's like, "I'm just getting water."
"I'm just getting water." And she's like, "No, it's me. She's asleep. Kill me." And he's like, "What?" And she's like, "No, please don't wake her up. She's asleep.
Just kill me.
Just kill me,
And
please."
as you're looking at her, her body isn't moving. It's the voice being projected.
Her
out
lips
of her.
aren't even fully moving. They're almost just like opening and closing.
Even if that, I didn't even see that movement.
It's like the slightest.
Ugh.
But she's like, "Please kill." You know how much this breaks my fucking heart?
That she'd rather die than whatever.
She's laying there begging for you to kill her because she is in hell right now.
And you know what this motherfucker says back? "What's so bad about being with me?"
Oh,
she's not her.
Oh my fucking God.
You fucking selfish piece of shit.
She literally says, "I've never been with you.
Just kill me."
And he walks out.
She keeps begging him and he just fucking leaves.
Are you fucking kidding me, man? That broke my fucking heart. That's so goddamn awful.
And you know what? Also, from her, not only is she probably stuck in hell, she probably now, if she, like, so in my head, there's a Nikki, like the real Nikki, right? She's semi-conscious in her body. I don't think she's full weapon conscious, right? I think she's being tortured somewhere. And then has moments of clarity for some reason. I don't know what. Can have moments of clarity and sees what's happening. And that's, again, the screams and stuff is like when she's fully coming to seeing what's happening.
See, my thought was like, when we hear her screams over the phone initially, it's because like she's already been trapped in there enough. She's in a prison essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and so, you know, by the time the phone call comes out, she's just screaming because she's terrified and like feeling that ultimate dread, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So again, she's able to break through because whatever this other entity is sleeping.
Yeah.
That gives it a persona. That makes me now realize that you are being possessed.
Mm-hmm. There's something else in you.
And she's probably sitting behind her eyes, just watching all this fucking happen. She might be even feeling it happen.
Which makes it so much worse. Which is what we decided was the thing with weapons, is they feel and see and know exactly what's happening. And I really hoped it wasn't the case for that. What I was hoping to make this situation better for Nikki is that she's only lucid sometimes and does not experience everything else that's happening.
I fucking hope so.
But it's worse, because like if she's not experiencing that, what hell is she in?
Yeah, what is she experiencing?
So Bear gets to the park gets in Sarah's van, and she asks him what the fuck's up with Nikki. He says that Nikki's dad is dying, and Sarah says the same shit about, like, since when is she close with her dad? Does it even matter? And he's like, well, they're close now, so that's what matter. She's literally trying to be a good friend here, because she's also like, I think Nikki is taking advantage of you, Bear. Like, she's going through shit, and she's using you to go through it. And that's not cool of her to do. And he, again, gets really defensive about it. She then side tangents by saying, I got my letter from Luther, like my last letter, it's from Luther. I thought we could open it together. She then also tells him, Ian and Nikki have been hooking up for the past 2 years. Nothing serious, just sleeping together here and there. And Ian thinks Nikki's dating Bear to get back at him, which makes it seem like Ian has more feelings for Nikki than Nikki does have for him.
Yeah.
And makes a whole other level to his really shitty advice earlier at the diner, telling him to call her Freaky Nikki and be mean to her.
But it also just pisses me off because, like, with the wish, you have now that you are not just affecting one person.
It's the ripple effect.
In this shit. You were
But he doesn't care.
No. I, like, it fucking makes me shit. Like, I'm fucking, I hate it. I hate it so much.
She says, he says something like, you deserve better than that. And he's like, what, someone like you? And she says, I was on your left. And he says, what? And she's like, I was sitting to your left. And then the glass window breaks, and it's Nikki, and grabbing
Nikki slams her head, breaking the driver's side window, grabs
Sarah's head,
puts a brick on the wheel with one hand, and in the other hand, Sarah's head, and just starts slamming Sarah's face into this brick against the wheel.
It was a brick? I thought it was the wheel.
Oh no, she takes a brick and puts it in front of the wheel.
Oh.
And then slams Sarah's face into the brick.
Jesus.
And that's why it doesn't honk every time, because, like...
That makes more sense.
You know, but she slams Sarah's head into this brick, like, 30 times. And
she's covered in blood. Bear's covered in blood.
Bear's in the passenger seat, just, like, huddled into the corner as this is happening.
Disassociating. He's kind of panicking. Her face is covered by her hair right now, and... Again, it's like the faceless behavior in the shadows.
Ugh.
She goes over to the passenger side and says, oh, Bear, honey, I'm so sorry. We can fix this together. We'll never be apart again. And she's like rubbing his chest. And she's like, now all we have to do is to get rid of her and I'll fix everything. I'm not going anywhere.
Then it cuts to them stuffing Sarah's body in the fucking
trunk.
In a like an instrument case, I think is what it was.
Because they go to the music store.
Yeah.
For some reason. And this is where they stuff her in a thing and then put her in the trunk of the car. And she tells, Bear. She tells Bear to go home, that she'll handle the rest of it. Bear drives somewhere and is just car rotting, staring off into the distance. He looks down and he's got Sarah's Luther letter. And of course she fucking made it into her dream school. And he just ruined her entire life.
Dude.
He screams multiple times in his car, just having a really big mentee bee about everything. He goes to the crystal store, covered in blood still, trying to find the One Wish Willows.
He goes over to where they were, and he starts freaking out because they're not there. And he starts, like, yelling in the store, and this one dude's like, what the fuck? And he goes up to the dude at the cash register, and he's like, where are they? And he's like, what? And he's like, the One Wish Willows. And the guy's like, what the fuck is a One Wish Willow? And
he's like, and this is a lot.
And this is a lot. And Bear's,
you can't be bringing this energy in here.
Bear starts breaking down, and he's like, no, this can't be true. And he's like, no, I'm just fucking with you, man. They're right there. And Bear's like, why would you sell these things? What the fuck is wrong with you? And he's like, hey, did you not read the box? Like,
it's chock full of warnings. And he's like, well, no one would buy them. And then it's just like the same argument with like cigarettes, right? Like,
yeah,
the warnings, whatever. He tries to tell the shopkeep like what's happening. Like, this girl's obsessed with him. And he said, the shopkeep's like, is that really that bad? And he's like, yes, it's really fucking that bad. Can you do, like, you only get one wish, so he can't break another one, right? And so he asks the shopkeep if he can do it, and the shopkeep says, I already got my one wish, like, maybe the girl can do it for you if she's really gonna do anything for you, or have a friend do it. So he buys the last two. Then he goes to Ian and is pounding on his door, and Ian opens up finally saying, what the hell is going on? Sarah's been texting me to come to your place.
I love this scene so much.
And Bear's like, do not go to my place. What do you mean Sarah's been talking to you? He explains the whole fucking everything except the murder of Sarah. Like, he wished for Nikki to be obsessed with him. You know, it was weird that she didn't like me and then liked me all of a sudden, blah, 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 going through the whole fucking thing. He gives the wish willow stick to Ian, telling him, just wish, you have to wish that I never made the wish, or you have to be very specific with it. And Ian grabs it, and then Bear's still trying to explain to him what to say, and he breaks it, and he's like, I wish I had $1 billion. And then $1 billion
immediately
starts
bills
falling.
Just start raining out of the sky into his living room, and they're both just standing there. Like, Ian's standing there in shock, and Bear falls to his knees, realizing like,
you fucker.
That's you fucked me.
Now I have his only other option. The only other person he knows who can help him break the wish is Nikki.
Yeah.
So he runs home. There is a shrine to him and Nikki that I don't know what the fuck that's made out of. It looks gross, whatever
I
it
don't
is.
either.
Paper mache or I don't know. And then there's the dead body of of Sarah in the living room, looking like a mannequin. It's
naked.
Yeah, it's just the face thing that's going on there because her eyes.
She's still got her jacket on, but the jacket is wide open. So I mean, but she's like Winnie the Poohing.
Yeah, it's her face that freaks me out.
Yeah, I mean, her face is caved in. One eye is like protruding. It's fucked up.
I don't like it. And he, what happens? Oh yeah. So this is the shrine, the body. Nikki appears from the shadows again. She's like in the shadow by the window and like appears out of them and then smashes her face against something. Ian comes to the door and he's pounding on there being like, dude, I just got $1 billion. Like, it's real. Homie, Bear was there. What is the sentence?
Yeah.
And this entire time, like, Nikki's yelling, Bear's yelling, everyone's screaming at each other. She's like, why won't you love me?
Nikki, yeah, she like gets Bear on the couch and is like pushing up on him with a gun.
Screaming, why, like, love me, why won't you love me? And then Ian finally gets the door open.
She puts the gun to her chin, being like, I'll fucking end it right here. I don't remember what she says, but it's daunting. Ian busts through the door and is like, what the fuck? She turns and pops him in the forehead and he falls over and dies.
She then throws up on Bear. I don't know, like this weird, it looks like milk. Vomits on him until he's like throws up on him once and then is screaming at him until he says he loves her, and then she comes down and lays against his chest and he
becomes like super complacent and like switches to the other side of like, I'll give you what you want, just stop kind of vibes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she like snuggles up on his chest and he's like, we should shower and we should like really eat, like I love you so much and nothing's gonna happen, everything is
she's
great.
Like, I'll heal, I promise I'll heal, like we'll get rid of all this. And he's like, oh, let me go start the shower or something like that.
He goes into the bathroom, slams the door, and she starts pounding on the door.
Screaming.
I know you!
And he's like, just give me a minute.
Just need a break. And she's like, oh, okay. And the pounding instantly stops. Her voice is back to normal, not screaming, and he
pulls out the gun, and he sits there and...
puts it in his mouth? And then
he puts it to his chest and, like, puts it over close to his heart. And then he, like, puts it in his mouth and aims it towards, like, the back of his neck. And then, like, angles it to where it's, like, up.
On his head. And then
pointing
he's, like,
towards the top of his head.
Using his other hand to, like, figure out where it's going to shoot him based on the angle.
Yeah, which is
very
crazy.
Weird. Yeah.
And the whole time, Nikki is, like, talking normal or whatever.
She's calmed down and is saying, you know, I think we need a break. I think you're right. I think we should break up. Do you hear me, Bear? Like, very calm, like, sitting, like, agreeing to what he wants. He can't pull the trigger because he's a fucking coward.
But he opens the medicine cabinet and sees all the oxy. And he grabs the bottle.
The entire bottle.
He sits on the edge of the tub, takes one, ends up just, like, downing the whole thing. And then you hear, and he starts to, like, zone out a little bit. And then you hear a snap.
Well, you see him, like, kind of accepting his fate. He's zoning out, and then you hear the snap. You hear the sound of the willow, right? Like the when you open the box, it has a sound. But then he tries to throw up. Sticks his fingers down his throat, trying to throw up before he stands back up like normal, and you get this creepy ass.
That's right. He
smile.
tries to. No, he doesn't even successfully try to kill himself. He tries to throw it up before the snap.
Mm-hmm.
Just really nailing it in that this guy can't even fucking sacrifice himself for this lady.
That was the actor's choice. That wasn't originally in the script.
I actually like that.
And
a
he
lot.
was like, "Hey, I don't think I think Bear would have done this." And Curry was like, "Roll it back. We gotta film
love
that."
It. I honestly love it.
Yes.
Kudos to the actor.
Because it makes me hate him even more.
Well, he starts to try and throw up, but then you hear the twig snap, and then he like snaps out of it, and then he gets a smile on his face. He puts the trash can down, and he walks out of the bathroom, and he walks up to Nikki, just so infatuated because
And
she's holding the snapped stick.
the one wish willow, and they make out. They kiss a bit in front of the TV, and then the camera kind of angles down, and they kiss a few more times, and then he starts slumping down.
He falls
and
to
then
his knees.
falls.
And then she like has him on her lap, and he's seizing, foaming at the mouth,
And she's wailing.
crying and wailing.
Asking, "What did he do? No, my baby. No, no, no."
And then the light slips out of his eyes, and then all of a sudden she snaps out of it.
She goes to shoot herself.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
She
goes
grabs
to
the gun.
Yeah, she goes to shoot herself,
And
and then
before
she snaps out of it right before she pulls the trigger.
And then it's Nikki.
And then
she
it's Nikki.
shoves Bear off of her, and she's just, "No, fuck,
She's
what?" And starts wailing.
Whimpering, and then we get this camera pan down to the floor to where Bear is laying there dead, and then it pans upside down to the TV,
And it says, "Curry Barker."
and we get the credits.
So yes, it's a very good fucking movie.
Oh my fucking god.
Her acting, fucking killer. She deserves
Oh my God,
all of the
she
awards.
fucking
She
killed it.
made this fucking movie.
She is the only reason this movie is as good as it is.
Oh, so good.
Quick note, you may not like this,
Hmm.
but I mean, it makes sense. So, according to the director, there's probably going to be some Easter eggs in like the other movies based around the wishes, right?
Mhm.
They're going to be different wishes, but according to the director, Nikki is now serving a lifetime in prison.
She would have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, because obviously we haven't talked about any of it, but a one wish willow, yeah, no one's going to believe you were possessed. She bashed Sarah's face in. There's probably that on CCTV.
Yeah.
She shot freaking what's his face in the head, and then we have Bear who killed himself because of her.
Yeah.
Probably, right? You get all of these things, and then you get the witness statements from the party of her being freaking crazy. She had a psychotic break is 1,000% what they said.
Yeah. No, so I just thought you should know, like, if anyone's wondering, she's spending a lifetime in prison.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
Which
Sucks. It's awful, but
I mean, it just all compounds back onto, like, Bear is a fucking horrible person.
Yep.
You cannot take away the will of someone else for your own personal gain. Like, think about other fucking people, please.
So one of the big topics of conversation around this movie is Bear the villain or not?
What do you think? Or do you want me to say it first?
So I have strong opinions on this.
Mhm.
So what are your opinions? We'll go with you first.
I do think, well, so the thing is, like, I don't want to use the term villain for Bear.
Villain's a harsh, like, very specific
Because he's not
term.
evil.
Mhm.
He is not, like, never once has he, like, gone out of his way to cause misery. It's just misery and pain is a byproduct of his selfish choices. That can mean that he has a sort of villainous intent,
Mhm.
but that doesn't make him the villain of the movie. To be fair, any other woman would choose the actual Bear over Bear, and I can agree with that. But, like, you know, I just don't think villain is the right word.
I agree with you that if you have to choose a villain,
I think antagonist is probably just a better way to put it, because he's not a villain, but he is the antagonist.
yes, I don't like. It's not like you're gonna say, "Oh yeah, that movie about." It's not like a Michael Myers situation, you know?
Yeah.
We're like, "Oh yeah, you know, he goes around slaughtering." No, he's just a very selfish guy, and his choices destroyed someone's life. And yes, that, like, in real life, you could call that person a villain, but for a movie, I'm not calling him a villain. He is the antagonist, and I don't agree with any of his choices. He's a piece of fucking shit.
Yeah. selfish fucking prick.
Yep.
But I know that this is a very
Divisive.
Yeah, I guess divisive works, just because when it first came out, my wife was telling me, make sure when you do this on the podcast, you get it right. Because apparently there's a lot of men out there who watch this movie and don't like it because they don't get it. First of all, that's sad because this movie does a really good job of kind of throwing it in your face that Bear is not a good dude.
Yeah.
He's being selfish. Even his friends are saying, hey, stop doing this. It's not cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if there are men that watch that and still think, like, no, I like Bear. I wish that, he could have, I wish it could have worked out. Bro.
Fuck off.
You got some growing up to do. I'll say that.
At the very least,
you
have some growing up to do.
That's the respectful way to put
do
it.
some internal work there, my guy.
But God damn it, put it on the list. I will be watching this movie again at some point in my life just because holy fuck. Like,
I do want to rewatch it without having to take notes. We'll be the only people, maybe, to warn you that like we did not enjoy the first 30 minutes of this movie. But get through it because it's fucking worth it. Go watch it.
Go watch it.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode. Follow our Instagram and threads at No Self Service Pod. Until next time.